Can you see this? That says 10,104 subscribers on our YouTube channel right now.
That's great.
That's crazy. Like, that is crazy. When we went to see Taylor Swift, there were 60,000 people in the audience. That's 1/6 of that audience. It's crazy just to visualize that amount of people.
We are 1/6 of Taylor Swift on one night.
On one night. Thank you guys so much for subscribing and following along on all of our adventures and interacting with us and hanging out with us on the internet. We appreciate all of you, every single one of the 10,104 people.
You're probably wondering where we are right now. We're in Houston, Texas.
That's the chicken.
What?
I see the rooster. Anyway,
God.
sorry, there's a rooster.
We're in Houston, Texas right now.
We are.
We'll tell you a little bit more about why we're here probably in a couple vlogs. I know we always do that to you guys.
We're not moving, don't worry.
Or are we? You'll have to wait and find out.
Chris actually grew up in Texas. We're literally here for like 2 days.
It's get in, get out, but before we go to the airport, I want to visit the community I grew up in. I left when I was 14, just shy of 20 years ago. And it's this weird thing where I grew up probably from ages 5 until 14, and then left the place for Canada and never came back because we don't have family here. Dad was here just for work.
Yeah.
Dad got diagnosed with terminal illness and we realized that we want to be closer to mom's big side of the family. So we moved back to Canada and just haven't looked back. This is my first time in Texas since then, and everything I just assume is going to be the same.
I'm like kind of worried that this is gonna ruin it for you. When you're a kid, everything is so magical and
It's
like
true, yeah.
so big and like shiny, and sometimes things aren't as nice or as not as big as you think they were or as clean as you think they were. You kind of like look back with rose-colored glasses. So
That's true, yeah.
it's kind of like one of those things where like, do you want to keep it a time capsule and just like never go back and just have these beautiful memories of it, or do you want to like your memories will now consist of us going there?
Oh, you bring up a good point. But I think we're here, and it's literally been 20 years since I've been back to this neighborhood, and I think I want to do it.
Okay.
I want to go knock on the door of the house that I grew up
Oh,
in.
that gives me so much anxiety. I would never do that. And like be like, hey, can I come in and see your house?
Yeah.
So yeah, this is my first time in Texas, and it's hot as all Jesus.
It
Like,
is.
okay, wait, where's my app?
The heat that would hit you when you stepped off the plane, the humidity, it's like no other. And as soon as I got off the plane, I was like, yep, this is Texas.
Yeah, the app says fucking nope, not today. This is almost 40 degrees Celsius, so I believe in Humidex because humidity makes it way hotter.
Okay, you know why?
Let us know in the comments below if you count the Humidex.
So you know why I don't count the Humidex is because I grew up in Texas.
Okay, 'cause
and
it's-
every day was humid as.
Yeah, okay, so it's
Oh.
91 degrees Fahrenheit, but it's 111 with the humidity. As a Canadian
But
who
if you-
grew up on the east coast
Yeah.
of Canada,
But it's like it's always humid here.
where
So
winter is like 10 months of the year.
there are more days where the Humidex was like through off the charts.
I don't know how people function.
And people say the same thing about Buffalo. People say the same thing about St. John's, Newfoundland.
True.
People say the same thing about Vancouver. Not really, but
Nobody says that about Vancouver. Vancouver's fantastic.
I do. I'm thinking, how do people live here? It's so expensive.
Oh, that I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna go. We gotta get some food. We're checking out today. Our flight is in like 4 hours. No, I want to be there at 3.
Okay, so it's be
It's
there.
12 now.
Take these next 3 hours, whirlwind tour of my home community, and hopefully it doesn't ruin my childhood memories. Okay, let's go. Bye.
Bye.
Try some of the spicy one too. Can't come to Texas and not have barbecue. The brisket cutter's choice. I can't wait.
Love me some barbecue.
It's pretty good. Yesterday was his moister though. It was called the moist brisket. Yeah, we came here yesterday.
Take the exits from Kingwood Drive, then merge onto East X Freeway Service Road.
I don't know. It's weird. I don't recognize anything still.
Nervous?
Interested to see if it looks, if I remember it. I mean, I do remember it, but I'm wondering if it's the same as I remember it. That's all. This is coming back. Yeah, I remember the train tracks. We often have to wait for trains to go by. This is like a huge part of my life, like me growing up as a kid, that you had no idea about.
It's true.
Yeah, I've probably told you stories about where I grew up, but you just pictured random places.
So this is nothing like what I thought Chris's childhood community looked like. He told me all sorts of stories about riding through trails, and I just like literally pictured this like community out the side of a highway. But like, look at this shit. Look at the trees.
This is more overgrown than I remember.
Well, I mean, it's been 20 years, dude.
Yeah, it has been 20 years.
Like-
As we get back into like where I actually lived, on my neighborhood, that's gonna be weird because I remember that so vividly right now. Yeah, I think that we might have lived in those apartments for like a month when our house burned down. When I was in grade 2, our house got struck by lightning and it burned to the ground. We were actually on vacation in Florida, so no one was in the house, thankfully. So it literally was just burned to the ground. And when we came back, we had no home. So we lived temporarily in apartment complexes like that. I feel like those were the ones. But yeah, fun fact about me. Okay, what's super weird is I've never driven on these roads before because I was not old enough to drive when I lived here.
Drive
Oh
for
my
a
God,
half
this
mile.
is where I lived. Holy shit.
Wow, this is gorgeous.
Can't really describe what I'm feeling right now.
That's your elementary school?
That is my elementary school, Willow Creek Elementary. Okay, my street is right up here on the right. And I used to ride my bike to school when I was like 6 years old, 5 years old. Okay, here we are. And this is my
Your
house.
destination is on the left.
Holy shit, that's your house?
Oh my God, that was the house I grew up in.
Wow.
This is really weird.
It's huge. I didn't picture it to be like right off of like a thing. I thought it was like a big long road with like a...
Yeah. Oh, it's so weird being here. It's like so familiar, but like so long ago. Still have the American flag flying out in the front, just like we did. Okay, this is super weird. I'm standing in front of my childhood house, and it's the same house that I told you burned down. When our house burned down, I lost all my toys, so the neighborhood had a toy shower where they raised a couple $100 for me and my sister to go to Toys R Us and just have a shopping spree. This is like the prime time when Nickelodeon was marketing Gak as their like cool kid toy.
What is Gak?
And I remember I was brainwashed by those ads.
Jack is great stuff. Oozy.
And all I wanted was Gak. And I think I spent like $200 US on every color Gak. I had to have the purple Gak, the blue Gak, the white Gak, the orange Gak. I had to have the Gak container. There's a bucket that had 3 different colors in it. Even though I had all the individual colors, I still needed the bucket with the same colors. Bought the Gak inflator, so I brought it all home. I was super stoked to have it. I started playing with it. I ripped it all open, took it out. I was like, what the hell do I do with this? It's just slime. I'm trying to think back to the commercials.
You can pull it. Make Gak sounds.
What do they do in the commercials? They were having so much fun, and I was like, well, they're making fart noises. I was like, it's like, oh, well, okay, that was fun for like 2 seconds. Then I was like, okay, well, I have the Gak inflator, so I was like, I'll use that to make a big bubble. So I inflated the Gak, and it bubble popped. It was like, okay, that was also fun for like 2 seconds. I looked at the commercials again and realized it was all zany camera angles,
Oozy.
cool music, fast jump cuts, kids just, look like they're having fun. And that was my first lesson in marketing and how you can make a boring product look really cool just with crazy camera angles. Anyway, a little bit of a tangent, but here we are back at my house. This is probably meaningless for everybody except for me right now. This is a bit of an emotional experience for me. You guys are probably like, why are you showing me your old house? This is so stupid. I really want to knock on the door. I really want to see inside. No one's home. So the doorbell is like, one of those doorbell cams. I was like, oh, we didn't have those when I lived here. This is where we used to pick up our Columbia House CD subscriptions. Yep.
Oh my God, that is so funny.
CD subscriptions. I'd be like, oh, what CDs do we get this month?
I remember that.
Greenbelt Trails. So they had trails going through the community and through the forest. I wonder if electric skateboards would be considered motorized vehicles.
Probably.
I never had like a motorized vehicle as a kid.
That's why you're so bent now to have them.
Yeah, exactly. Do you smell that?
Do you smell what the rock is cooking?
Do you smell? Holy
Yeah,
crap.
that smells great.
Yeah.
I would
no.
have smell-o-vision so you guys could smell this too. although
Smell-o-vision.
If you lived in Texas, you probably can smell it.
This is where we used to have dirt jumps, and I broke my collarbone. Probably have a lump on my left clavicle here. This is where I first started riding BMX, and they had a whole bunch of dirt jumps basically all through here. I remember I fell, landed on my shoulder, broke my clavicle, and I thought my shoulder was dislocated. And I mean, I was probably in grade 7 and I had no idea about anything medical. So I started like pushing on it, trying to fix it, and it didn't fix itself. It just hurt like hell. So then we called an ambulance. The ambulance came to the cul-de-sac right there, but then they said it was gonna be $200 if they took me to the emergency room. It's like, oh no, mom's gonna be so mad. She's gonna make me pay for that. So I was like, just call my mom, she'll come get me. Yeah, so I thought mom was gonna make me pay for the ambulance. She said that she wouldn't have afterwards, but watching this, mom, would you maybe pay for the ambulance? Anyway, we should probably get going because we're running late and Becky's really hungry. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this trip down memory lane. Kind of a weird vlog. Tune in a few weeks and we'll tell you why we're in Texas. Thank you for 10K. 10K. Thanks guys.
Crazy.
Is there anyone who's watching this who's actually from Kingwood, Texas? If so, let us know in the comments below. Wouldn't that be crazy?
That would be really crazy.
Yeah, if anybody is from Kingwood, or even Houston for that matter. So there we go. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell so you get notified when we post new videos. Bye.
Here we have a rare sight. Flogger in his natural environment. Oh, a bird.